According to Joseph Goebbels, there are two fundamentally different types of speakers: those who speak from reasoning and those who speak from the heart. Those who speak from reasoning speak to Parliament, while those who speak from the heart, they speak to people. Hitler was the first person in Germany who used speech to make history. He defied this theory by using both reason and heart to sort of hypnotize his audience into believing whatever he said that day. He was known to rouse the lazy, fire up the indifferent, turn cowards into men and weaklings into heroes. His voice reached out from the depths of his blood and into the souls of his listeners. He used essential characteristics such as clear organization, irrefutable logical reasoning, simplicity and clarity of expression, razor-sharp dialectic, instinct for feeling, emotional appeal, and the ability to reach out to his people in a way that was never forgotten. Through his voice, Hitler was able to transform an entire period of time, to defeat a strong state, and bring in a new era. Today we will tell you why we chose Hitler as our speaker, what the significance of his speeches were, how he captivated an audience, and how he inspired the three of us to better our performance today. Although Hitler took his gift for granted, there is no denying the natural talent he had as a presenter, and the effect that he had upon thousands of lives.
Our group chose Adolf Hitler because although he was responsible for a greater portion of an estimated 42 million deaths, White said in his article, he is still a great public speaker. And with his public speaking, he was allowed to manipulate an entire country into committing many unforgettable incidents. For example, according to historian Claire J., one of the reasons Hitler received power in Germany was due to his personal qualities. Claire stated some of his personal qualities he had was he was highly educated, he had confidence, and he was a very organized politician. During the Great Depression in 1929, Germany needed someone with these qualities, which is where he came into play. These personal qualities are what allowed him to become a dictator. In addition, in an article written in the New York Times by Scott M., who said Hitler was able to tell the people what they wanted to hear. Scott also stated that he was able to do this by making promises to the people. The people in Germany were able to see the determination inside of Hitler. This gave the people comfort in making them feel secure, and as a result, people had a lot of faith in Hitler's decision. Unfortunately, referencing back to the historian Claire, Hitler was an evil, unstable person that used his God-given talent for the work of the devil. Even though Hitler had made promises to the people in Germany, they were all broken due to the end result. With these lies and manipulations, Hitler made such a huge impact on our history. Dutton, a history teacher at a high school in Washington, D.C., said in his article, Hitler is responsible for a majority of the people that died during his dictatorship. Dutton also said that Hitler was a huge contributor to World War II. If it wasn't for his actions, there most likely wouldn't have been another World War. Nevertheless, he was a very persuasive speaker, which is why we chose Hitler for our group. So we just talked about why we chose him for our group. Now we're going to talk about the significance of his speeches. Hitler was very passionate during his speeches, which is how he was able to persuade the majority of people into believing his own ideas. For example, Fu T, another German historian, wrote an article saying that Hitler was able to get the support of many powerful and rich people into believing his own ideas and plans for Germany. With his convincing speeches, he was able to get the money from the rich people and able to use their money for propaganda. Hitler would have posters up everywhere, magazine articles, and sections in the newspaper written on his plans and beliefs. Public speaking is what started everything for Hitler rising to power. In addition, his speeches made him sound so powerful, he was able to brainwash people using some of the strategies of hypnosis, like Shelby was talking about earlier. Hitler would brainwash people at a young age so that the kids wouldn't know right from wrong. Their morals would be unmoral, and their rights would be taken away. In conclusion, Hitler was a mad man, Dutton said. However, he was able to trick a majority of the people in Germany. As for the people who weren't tricked, they were killed. So far, I talked about why we chose Hitler and the significance of his speech. Now I'm going to pass the fire on to Gina to talk about how he captivated the audience and why he inspired us.
Adolf Hitler was one of the greatest motivational speakers in all of history. Hitler was able to effectively use and demonstrate various communication concepts. One example was his ability to sustain focus throughout his audience and speeches. He was able to engage his audience in his spoken communication, allowing people to grasp his ideas by focusing on his messages. One Viscount Rothermere said, "He has a supreme intellect. I have known only 2 other men to whom I could apply such a distinction. If one puts a question to Hitler, he gives an immediate, brilliant, and clear answer. There is no human being living whose promise on important matters I would trust more readily." Hitler was an outspoken, direct, and fearless spokesperson. He was also able to logically organize his ideas. His presentations were straightforward, and his audience could absorb them with minimal mental strain. Adolf Hitler also demonstrated communication concepts in the opening and closing of his speeches. He began with a strong statement and ended with a sturdy conclusion, which made a powerful and memorable impact on his viewers. He was also able to capture the interest of his followers by using what was perhaps his best speaking quality, his voice. Hitler effortlessly varied his vocal pace, tone, and volume while passionately vocalizing his issues. His gestures and body language complemented his words in harmony. Adolf Hitler delivered the words his people wanted to hear by successfully analyzing, connecting, and interacting with them. He was able to handle unexpected issues smoothly while maintaining confidence and poise. He was an inspiration in the way that he was capable of keeping listeners riveted to his comments, even to non-Germans. The power and command